today?
I'm trying to find me.
Sure. How much are you looking for?
200.
Nobody likes to make mistakes when it comes to pawning items, but sometimes even Seth, who happens to be the best of the best, makes some of the worst mistakes, and these are some of the times he did just that. This episode begins with the whole family trying to reach an agreement. Now, this is no normal agreement. For a while now, they've been having a lot of dangerous and very violent sets of customers walk into the pawn shop. Les and Ashley feel like it's high time that they and their employees should be offered shooting time so that they would at least be trained for when a customer who proves to be violent walks into the shop. Les doesn't even mind if they have to pay for the sessions, as long as their stages are trained and always on guard.
Should be free for all.
It's very apprehensive. I'm a hard ass. Seth isn't.
I'm at work. There's a time and place. Don't feel comfortable carrying guns.
To do, offer.
Well, you can see that Seth does not like the idea that every employee should have a weapon. Could it be because Seth generally does not like guns? Who knows? Les and Ashley feel like Seth is being a chicken because he doesn't want the staff in the pawn shop. But then again, it doesn't sound like such a bad idea. If everyone in the pawn shop has an idea of how to use a weapon, they can be rest assured that no customer is going to act out of place. But I guess Seth is too chicken to see and understand that.
Liability for us. I mean, you don't know.
We're gonna go tonight and we're gonna look at guns that pointing at bad guy. Be safe in the store.
Looks like the final decision has been made and I like it. Seth is going to have to agree with them whether he likes it or not. After arguing and trying to convince Seth that it's not a bad idea to have guns in the shop, Les finally comes to the conclusion that the more guns they have in the shop facing the bad guys, the more protected the staff and items in the shop will be. Les tells Seth and Ashley that they are going to go to the gun shop later in the day to check out some guns. Let's hope that Seth does not wet his pants when they get there.
It's the fan and your heart's beat. Life changing. Security staff failed me. When things get out of hand, you need to. They didn't.
They do get quiet them down quick. It's taken care of, and let's get
Mother comes inside.
Okay, Les was not joking when he wanted every security staff member that worked at the pawn shop to undergo some tactical training. So much thought was given to the whole process, and Les finally decided to give his security a little pep talk about how things would go on. He told them that there's been too much chaos at the pawn shop, and he doesn't want any more customers making a scene. He does a little demonstration on how he wants them to start handling things, and tells them that they would still have to do some further training. But it doesn't end just there.
I want my whole family, so here we are to buy some handguns.
These 12-30, right?
We are?
Yep, got you.
Here's the 40s. Perfect. Let me just make sure.
Wow, Rick is really serious about making sure that everyone stays protected, not just the guys at the pawn shop. He loves his family, there's no doubt about it. After giving a pep talk to the security team about training to be extra careful, he took Seth, his wife, and Ashley to a nearby gun shop to test some guns and see if they could buy a few. They see a few guns that they like, and now they want to test them out. Ashley seems very nervous. You can tell she has never fired a gun before. Let's hope nothing blows out of proportion.
Find some of these when you shoot them.
I like carrying a gun. I need to do. It'd be protect yourself.
Looks like we have a new chicken in the family. I'm just glad that Ashley did not hurt herself or hurt anyone in the process. Everyone picked out the guns they liked and were ready to test them. Seth surprisingly fired his gun pretty well, almost as if he lied about being scared of guns. Les's wife was just a natural. You'd think she has days where she just goes out to practice how to use guns. Ashley, on the other hand, fired one shot and she chickened out immediately. I guess she won't be getting a gun from the gun store today. Now let's see how many guns Les plans on buying from the gun shop.
Brian was going to get a but I think Seth was going to get a Glock. He seemed to like that gun. I like the one. I was going to write him a check. We're going to purchase. What kind of deal are we going to get?
Deal.
What just happened? I could swear that for a second everything seems to be going pretty well. Les and his family were done testing the guns they wanted. All that was left was to pack up the gun and pay. Les made his way to the cash point, trying to come to an agreement with the owner of the gun shop when something crazy happened. Out of the blues, the owner of the gun shop got angry and asked Les to leave his shop. The situation was so bad that the owner of the gun shop tore up the contract and was ready to go head-to-head with Les. Believe me, no one knows what he changed all of a sudden.
Go. Come on.
Stop yelling at me. You
Get out of here. Gotta close.
leaving, sir.
Come on.
I can't admit somebody wants.
It's really mind-blowing that something like that actually happened. This guy just got angry for no reason and asked everyone to leave his shop. In all their years of doing business with people, Les and his family had never experienced something like this before. At first, Les thought he did something wrong to that guy. When he came out and tried to explain to his family, even they couldn't understand why he acted in such a way. Well, I guess that closes the books on Les trying to buy guns for everyone in his family. Let's see what finds its way into the pawn shop.
Cold shot machine. Put your Jägermeister Ice Cold Shot. It's used mostly in commercial bars. And
Got about 16 months.
Well, 300 bucks really does not sound like a bad price at all. It looks like Seth is actually interested in buying the item from the guy. But we all know that Seth likes to make a tough bargain since he is all about making profit. Now this gentleman is looking to sell his Jägermeister Ice Cold Shot machine. He says that it's used mostly in regular commercial bars and it's something Seth would want to have in the pawn shop. The dude who brought it in lost his job a few months back and he is just looking to make some cool cash from the sale of the item. Let's see if that's gonna happen.
Only one bottle.
You can do up to 2.
No. They were like 8. Okay.
I said no.
I think I'm gonna flip it. I think we could.
Let's just say that Les and Ashley just saved Seth from making a big financial mistake. After the guy brought in the Jägermeister Ice Cold Shot machine, Seth wanted to see how it worked. The guy showed him and it worked pretty okay. He wanted 200 bucks for the machine. Here's where things got dicey. Ashley overheard their conversation about the price, and she immediately told the dude that they were not interested because the price was high and they couldn't resell it for that amount. Even after Ashley and Les told Seth that the machine wasn't worth buying, he still seems to be pretty interested in buying the Jägermeister Ice Cold Shot machine.
I'm good at gambling.
Dad, you're not gonna
$20, okay?
You're not gonna
$20 bet?
Go grab him.
Not gonna sell it.
I was getting.
There's just no stopping Seth. Once he wants something and puts his mind to getting something, I don't think anybody can stop him for real. After going back into the room to argue about whether to buy the machine or not, Les finally agreed and told Seth to go ahead with buying the Jägermeister Ice Cold Shot machine. There was a condition though. He could only buy the machine if he could convince the seller to sell the Jägermeister Ice Cold Shot machine for 80 bucks. As you can see, the guy agreed and Seth got his machine in the end. Let's hope he doesn't make another wrong decision when it comes to bargaining.
Did you sell it for more than you bought it for?
Yes.
Then you
Did
made a
you?
profit.
To an employee you sold it. Not a walk around because you wanted to buy this machine. Who'd buy this
actually
machine?
not.
He asked you. You had it.
Haha, it's all over her face. You can tell that Ashley does not like the fact that she lost a bet to Seth. Betting is like a normal thing in the pawn shop. After Seth bought the Jägermeister Ice Cold Shot machine, she told him that he wouldn't be able to sell it for a higher amount than he bought it. They made a bet and to her surprise, she lost. Seth sold it to one of the staff in the shop for a higher price, and when he told her about it, she just couldn't believe it. Even Les was impressed that Seth was actually able to sell it for a higher price. I guess they should never underestimate Seth.
What can we do for you?
Trying to find out if I could. Yes. This is a 100-year-old cigarette box. And a diamond ring.
Actually, this
If you ask me, I would say that I am convinced that this lady has no idea what they do in the pawn shop, and Les doesn't seem like he has all the time in the world to entertain her drama. She walks into the shop with 2 items. The first one is a cigarette box that she claims is over 100 years old. Les takes one glance at it and he can immediately tell that the item is not over 100 years old. I wonder who sold her that story. The second item in her possession was a ring. She wants to sell the ring but has no idea how much she wants for it. Let's see if Les can help her make a decision.
$4,000. How much for it?
how much would you like?
Welcome.
Sure.
You're a business person. The treatment that I get for coming to your business, I'll never come here
Know
again.
what you have.
Well, you've heard the expert. I can't believe the lady walked out of the shop without even trying to bargain. After Les told the lady that the cigarette bar was not that old, they got into a little argument about how much the lady wanted for the ring. She told him that she bought the ring for $5, but she wasn't sure how much she wanted to sell it for. Les was expecting her to name a price, and she did something hilarious. She put all the items back into her bag, packed up, and walked right out of the shop. Her loss. She probably has somewhere else she could sell the items.
A high-low. Thing's been, redone and up to date.
Or what do you want to do with
I'm
it?
gonna sell it.
A forklift? Wow. People really do walk into the pawn shop looking to sell almost anything, and this lady right here is a perfect example. This lady somehow drives a forklift to the pawn shop hoping to make some cash from it. Surprisingly, out of all the people in the world, Ashley is the one who attends to her, and for some weird reason, she really seems to be fascinated by the forklift. The lady who brought it in says that some parts of the forklift have been worked on, but it's in perfect condition. Well, Ashley is about to give it a test drive. Let's see how that goes.
But before I buy it, I have to.
Watch where you're going! Holy.
Watch out, people. I'm coming.
Turn the blocks up right here.
Hey,
It's got a rock on the end.
How on earth does she know how to drive a forklift? Even I don't know how to drive a forklift. Ashley gave the forklift a test drive. Somehow she managed to avoid all the cars parked in the parking lot and also didn't harm anyone during the test drive. The forklift works pretty well, and now they need to start talking numbers. Since the forklift works and also seems to be in pretty good condition, I have no doubt that the lady who brought it in is going to want some serious money for the forklift. Oh well. I just hope it's not something so high because Ashley seems to really really love the forklift.
I haven't opened it in a while.
It's a corrosion. These are not cheap.
If somebody came in to buy this, they can get parts from, I'll buy it for 500.
No,
What's the lowest you'll take?
15.
Anywhere away from 50?
Maybe 12.
Looks like Daddy is coming to save the day. This time around, Ashley is the one who is about to make a really bad financial mistake. After Ashley tested the forklift and saw it was in good condition, she offered to pay $500 for it. There was no way in God's green earth the woman who brought it in was going to agree to a price that low. Ashley had to run to her dad to ask him what she should do, and he offered to help her make a better bargain. As much as he loves his daughter, he can't deny that she sucks at bargaining.
I was willing to work with her. She wasn't.
Right now for 900.
915, you gotta give.
900 and up.
All right, his face, that 900, he was done. He was not gonna negotiate it.
Just show him your ID. We're
Okay.
buying that.
And that's why Les has remained the owner of the pawn shop for all these years. The man is just the best when it comes to beating the price down. Les comes out of the pawn shop to talk to the lady, and she could already tell Les was not the type of man you want to fool around with. He saw her and told her straight to her face that he was going to pay $900 for the forklift. Nothing more, nothing less. $900 didn't seem like a bad price to the lady, so they shook hands and that was that. If you ask me, I'd say Les should handle all bargaining from now onward.
I'm trying to pop my ring.
Sure.
How much are you looking for?
200.
Diamond in it.
It was from my great-grandmother, and my mom
Okay.
just died, and she left it for me.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Stomach was hurting, and
Damn, that's actually really sad. At least it's a good thing that not all customers who come into the pawn shop are crazy. This lady came into the shop looking to sell a ring that was passed from her grandmother down to her mother and now to her. Sadly, her mother recently passed away and she's looking to sell the ring so she can pay some bills. She has no idea how much it costs, but she's hoping that Les can give her a pretty good deal because the ring has diamonds around it.
How about 125? Hey, that's, normally I go even less.
I've been in 05, and I haven't been
I'll
working.
go 150.
Have you ever done a loan here before?
Oh my goodness, she was actually lying? Wow, I can't even lie. Even I thought the story about her mother was true. Now I see why Les doesn't like to be too nice to customers. After the lady was done telling her story, Les offered to pay $125 for the item, and she agreed. But here's the thing, Les asked her if she had ever been to the pawn shop to sell anything, and she said no. They checked her name on the monitor to see if she was telling the truth, and apparently she has been to the pawn shop 33 different times. Imagine that? If I were to be Les, I'd honestly call the police. Oh well, let's see what's next.
It's like my baby.
What'd you say you paid for?
About $3,200. List price that $1,000 instrument.
What kind of wood is this? No?
Granite wood.
Some part of me wants to believe that this lady is telling the truth, but given that the previous lady who walked into the pawn shop had a pretty convincing story, it's honestly hard to. This lady walked into the shop looking to pawn her flute. She claimed that she needed some money to sort out her rent, and she's in the middle of a custody case battle, so right now she needs all the money she can get. She's hoping to sell and get at least $1,200 from pawning the flute. If you ask me, I don't think Les buys her story.
They try to get over on us. Been doing this so long, difficult time because I believe no one. The reason that I questioned you on the inlay was if that wood was, these weren't yours.
Oh, I absolutely
I believe you. Then I'll give you 1,100.
At least now we know that the lady was telling the truth. Les was initially suspicious of the lady. Being that he doesn't believe anything any customer says until proven otherwise, he asked her some questions about the flute and what it was made of. She answered correctly, and that was enough evidence for Les to believe that she was telling the truth. Les agreed to sell it and give her $1,100 because he could tell that she really needed the money and she was sincere from the very start. If only all customers were like this lady.
How you guys doing?
Good yourself.
Good. What are we looking to do?
Well, we're looking to sell it if you can.
Sell it if you can.
We're stocked
Yeah.
and we need to sell it so we can kind of
Well,
pay the bills.
yeah.
Sure.
A coffin? Like, these guys actually brought in an actual coffin? Wow. Somehow these customers always find a way to surprise Les and Seth. These two dudes found their way into the pawn shop looking to sell a coffin. Apparently they are overstocked and are dealing with storage issues, and they are looking to sell off some items to create some space. This coffin happens to be one of those items. They tease Les and Seth by telling them to get into the coffin and see what it feels like. There's no way any of them is getting into that coffin.
So how much do these things you
It's
want?
worth like 10,000. We just want to take 500 if we can.
You want
10,000.
Right.
Is there a brand that this is that we?
Astral.
It looks like there are mixed feelings about the coffin, but is that really surprising? I mean, no one was expecting a coffin to walk into the shop. Les and Seth examined the coffin and it was in pretty good shape. They went in to discuss and conclude if they actually want to buy the coffin. While doing that, one of the managers of the pawn shop comes out and tells Seth that he likes the coffin and wants them to bring it in. Why he wants it, they have no idea, but it seems like they are actually going to buy it.
I didn't want it, personally. I understand that these guys might be desperate that they can't sell it. I don't want it here.
I'm kind of dying to get it.
Let me be honest with you. We found it from the internet.
Okay.
Because they.
Well, these guys clearly don't like the fact that they are not buying the coffin. Now, after the conversation that Les, Seth, and one of the managers had regarding the buying of the coffin, they all agreed that they were not going to follow through with the purchase of the item. They then came up with the excuse that they checked the internet and they saw where they could buy the coffin for as low as $1,000. And that just didn't sit right with the guys who brought in the coffin. Did Les make up that story to get rid of them? Who knows? The summary is that they aren't buying the coffin.
How are you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good.
What can I help you with?
I got this Russian boar that I want to pawn.
What are you looking to get for it?
About 450.
450. Rich? He wants to pawn this for 450.
Really?
Yeah. Thing is I don't have a whole lot of people coming in looking for Russian boar head items, you know?
What you mean, yeah.
You want to pawn it?
I know you're surprised. Believe me, I am too. I don't even know how this dude managed to get the head of a wild pig. Everyone who's looking at the head can't even express what they feel about it. He says that he is looking to sell the item for $450. The problem now is that no one in the pawn shop has an idea of what they will do with the head if they agree to buy it. I mean, if you were in their shoes, what would you do with something like that if you had it? I very much doubt that anyone would want to buy something like that, to be honest.
House
Thanks for
cats.
bringing it in, though.
All right, I'll try to take it somewhere else maybe.
Yeah,
See what I
if
can
you
do.
take less money, let us know.
Okay, thank
All
you.
right, thank you. Every day we take in crazy. Think I've seen the craziest? Somebody walk through the door, something even more bizarre than the day before.
Cook them normally like you would the other one. Just don't cook them as long. Put them on there, let them cook halfway up.